Yes, my Straight Talk family, you hear that theme song and you know it's time for me to say greetings and welcome to another edition of Straight Talk. And to my entire Straight Talk family, wherever you are in the world, yes, we are on the World Wide Web, so we know reach and touch you in the St. Kitts, the Kittitian and the Division diaspora. And we also reach and touch you here in the entire Caribbean region and of course here in St. Kitts and Nevis. To my Straight Talk family in the Kittitian or in the entire Caribbean region, I should say, a very pleasant night to you, wherever you are, my Straight Talk family, and in particular, you right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We say a very pleasant night to you and welcome all to Straight Talk, and we thank those who continue to share the link. Because when you do so, we do have first timers. And we want to inform our first timers that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, we do have a forum to express yourselves freely. Let us in the process continue to strive to get St. Kitts and Nevis back to that enviable position of being number one in the world, I should say. But on this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I thank Almighty God for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation on another occasion. And I want to again recommit to pledge as your host to remain an untiring advocate of truthfulness, as I always am reminded by the words of a favorite hymn of mine, which an excerpt which goes like this: we are called to be God's prophets, speaking for the truth and right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing evil things to light. Let's seek the courage needed our high calling to fulfill, that we all may know the blessing of the doing of God's will. So my Straight Talk family, and this is especially for the first timers and to recommit to those who are always with me, that absolutely nothing is watered down on this program to make it more interesting, neither by omission nor by exaggeration. Straight talk, I will continue to say, is not about sensationalism or about creating excitement, especially at the expense of accuracy. We lean on the facts, and it is my bounden duty to present the unvarnished truth, the plain truth, I call it, especially when it comes to governance, transparency, and integrity in our beloved country of St. Kitts and Nevis. And through this program, we are joined together with people across the Federation. Through this program, we are joined with people in the diaspora all around the world. Some we know very well and have met. Others we do not know, and many we will never meet. Some will agree with the positions of truth advanced on Straight Talk, and some will disagree. And that's fine. We promote diversity. But what will sadden me, my Straight Talk family, is if we start to become disagreeable. So let us thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation always, and for helping us to understand, oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Let us therefore hope and pray for that day when we will all sing his praise together. For the first time, as I must also inform you that Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls and your emails. And if you're so minded calling, the numbers are on your screens, on your monitors there, right to the bottom. You see them. And they are clear. 663-6672, that's a local number. 869 is the area code if you want to access it from overseas. There is also that overseas number, 646-829-6672. Or those who will like to cloak of anonymity, I call it. We give you access via our email platform, which is straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. Straight Talk Patches, that's one word, at gmail.com. Alexa is always available as well. We are right now live on Alexa. That you have, if you have that app, just say Alexa play. Massive Vibes Radio. We thank the owners for the nominal costs affording us to use this medium. And we also thank, while we're in the mood of gratitude, we also thank all those who are asking and those who have made donations to support our efforts. And we must reassure you that your contribution helps us to continue these important discussions and maintain our commitment to public service. That's what it is, public service. Others who wish to donate can simply scan the code on your screen. Just scan the code on your screen. You'll access the payment form. So we thank you for your support and for helping us to keep the dialogue alive. And I can't ever miss my Straight Talk Junior Brigade. We say a special welcome to them. Young Dwayne, Tristan, who always reminds his mom about, and his dad too, about Straight Talk. Shema, I've seen you for a long time. Trust school is going well. Kevin, Hanley over there in Nevis. Trust school is going well as well. Rue Costa over there in South Carolina. Jamal in Anguilla. Travis and Trevon of Ponds Extension. And yes, the special lady is with me somewhere in St. Louis. She is. And on a sad note, my Straight Talk family, Nevis has lost another illustrious son, or one of its illustrious sons, I should say. Hastings Daniel. And a lot have been said about him already. And there's not much more I can say. But Hastings would leave an indelible mark on St. Kitts and Nevis, my straight dog family. Believe it or not, I met him donkey years ago, and he worked at the Labor Department here in St. Kitts. I'm told that his wife also passed a few weeks ago. I just learned that today. Trust that is accurate. I hope it's not inaccurate, I should say. But as I said, lots have been said, and there's not much to add except to say that death these days just do not discriminate. The young, the old, the rich, the poor. We all face death. And I always like to say that death is a process, my straight dog family. And while we will say condolences to his immediate family and his extended family, we want to say that we can say anything, but as Jimmy Cliff put it, only who feels it knows it, my straight dog family. But suffice to add, may his soul rest in eternal peace. There may be others who have lost loved ones who you may not have heard of. We do extend our condolences as well, if that is the case. And we trust that you will be strong in these times of adversity. We usually begin with our observations in review, which are an integral part of Straight Talk. Then we move into my thesis. And following my thesis, I will include your calls and your emails as mentioned earlier to allow your participation. Yes, you get an opportunity to have your say right here on Straight Talk. It is your program. Our observations in review highlight the current issues and do some reflection as well. We may then ask a few questions, my Straight Dog family. There's some folks been asking about our stalwart culture. I haven't heard him for some time. I tried calling him. But I understand he's having some difficulties, but he's all right. So we trust and hope that whatever the challenges, he will overcome. And after our observation in review, we will begin our thesis for tonight, which is titled, Tabasco Pepper Ain't Good for the Food. That's mixed with some colloquial language there, my Straight Dog family. So don't you change the platform, don't you change the link, just spread the word that Straight Talk is currently live on social media, YouTube and Facebook and Alexa as well. And I have one observation tonight, my Straight Dog family. One observation tonight which I will embark upon without much hesitation. Because my Straight Talk family, my observation tonight relates to a letter that was published on social media, which I came across today. And this letter addressed to your humble servant from the law firm of Kelsick, Wilkin and Ferdinand, under the caption Defamation of Terence Drew Jr., someone I met and spoke with on several occasions at a popular nightclub here in St. Kitts. But prior to the said letter, I also saw on social media, my Straight Dog family, And my attention was earlier brought to the release on social media from Prime Minister Terence Michael Drew. I also, in fact, before I played you this excerpt from a ZZ TV news item read by Shira Flanders sometime last week, I think it was, when she said this. My Street Dog family.
A statement issued earlier today, October 28th, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew has firmly denounced recent allegations made by Mr. Ian Patches Liburd, host of Straight Talk, directed at his son. According to the statement that was posted on Facebook, the Prime Minister condemned remarks Mr. Liburd is alleged to have made on the October 3rd episode of his show.
And my Stray Dog family, I must state without hesitation that I am happy the Prime Minister has come out to the public with these things people should have known before. And I look forward to the day when he will publish, for example, the full list of all the ambassadors, the full list of all the special envoys, and the full list of all the special advisors to his government, and how much money they are being paid, if any money at all. Because if we have a democracy, I submit, then the government programs must be always scrutinized by the general public. The government programs must be subject to evaluation by the public. And that is what strengthens a democracy. And the media should play a significant role in that. And that is exactly the role of Straight Talk. But I find it saddening, my Straight Talk family, when the fourth estate in St. Kitts Nevis, meaning the press and the news media, have not demonstrated any explicit capacity of advocacy and or implicit ability to frame all issues of public interest, be they legal, environmental, technological, social, economic, and or political issues. The press and the media in St. Kitts Nevis, as I've said before, they both act like palace guards. And I submit that the fourth estate ought to play a crucial role in any democratic society. Traditionally, there were just three estates, namely the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. Then the fourth estate must act as a watchdog, holding these branches accountable and ensuring transparency. Overall, my Straight Dog family, the fourth estate is essential for fostering a well-informed electorate and for maintaining the checks and balances necessary for a functioning democracy. And my role as the host of Straight Talk, let me make it abundantly clear, is not about PAM. My role is not about Labour, PLP, CCM, NRP, and or any party. And yes, you may add, and I will confess, I have served PAM, and I have served the team unity government of which PAM was a part. But my role on Straight Talk is not about politics. My role is to strengthen our democracy. Every day, if you look in the United States of America, if you look in England, all over the world, you may look and you will see the media playing their role. Everything the government does, it has to give an explanation to the people. So here in St. Kitts, whether it's Labour, whether it's PAM, whether it's PLP or whomsoever, they ought to give an explanation to the people. But there is a definite weakness in St. Kitts and Nevis, as that is not happening. And everybody seems to be doing as they like. The My Straight Dog family, don't you mind the attempts to muzzle me. All is not lost. But I want us to understand, yes, we first need to understand that power in the people is stronger than the people in power. That's what I want to leave with you tonight, my Straight Dog family, as I conclude my first observation. Let us understand that power in the people is stronger than the people in power. And that's my observation for tonight, my Straight Dog family. And I move right into my thesis, as I intimated earlier. I have titled, Tabasco, Pepper Ain't Good for We Food. And my Straight Dog family, the Prime Minister's comment, beg your pardon, a few days ago about Tabasco reminded me of the unfounded threat by our first the unfounded threat, let me get that right, my Straight Dog family, by our first national hero against the people of Nevis, when it was claimed that he promised to put bones in their rice and pepper in the soup. I say unfounded, my Straight Dog family. I say unfounded because there is still no evidence. There's still no evidence that Bradshaw made such a comment, my Straight Dog family. Still no evidence that Bradshaw made such a comment. And this was the closest account of such a proposition, which was given by one of his strongest opponents, the late Uriel Bamin Swanston, who said this, my Straight Dog family.
The Labour Party came to Nevis and held a political meeting at Grove Park. And Eugene Walwyn spoke on that platform. And his words to the people of Nevis was, you know who I am here with? I am here with Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw. This is the man who promised you bone in your rice and pepper in your soup. But instead of getting bone in your rice and pepper in your soup, you get chicken pilau in your rice, and the pepper was like okra.
And my Straight Dog family, it's almost 4.5 decades after Bradshaw, and the current leader of our beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has promised to give us Tabasco pepper for our food, my Straight Dog family, instead of ensuring that there is food security. July pledged to transform our agricultural sector by reducing our dependence on imports, but does this in a very odd way, my Straight Dog family. Listen to this.
Agricultural sector is also undergoing a transformation as we seek to reduce our dependency on imports and empower our local farmers. In this regard, we have partnered with Tabasco to provide our farmers with an unprecedented opportunity to cultivate high-quality peppers for export. Your government has secured the necessary equipment and location to support this initiative, ensuring that our farmers can benefit from this lucrative global market.
My Shizok family, he told us he has got the land, he has got the equipment, and he also told us that this is a very lucrative global market. But how much land he has not said. And what is the value of the market for farmers in St. Kitts? He has not said. And my Straight Talk family, it made me to reflect that in August 2022, the people of St. Kitts Nevis experimented with a recipe that many have now rejected. It gets worse with Tabasco peppers. And now the question that is being asked, will growing Tabasco pepper give us food security? And or is it even good for our food, my Straight Talk family? We have a government that makes decisions without consulting or listening to the people. Because we have a government of self-acclaimed experts, my Straight Talk family. And we have to remind you each time about these self-acclaimed experts.
I'm tremendously proud of this team. This team is filled with experts in various fields. Any field you might call, there's an expert here, somebody who is well versed in that area, even more versed than me, and that's a good thing. So if I talk about sustainable development, you have Dr. Joya Clark. If I speak to youth and women affairs, you have Honorable Iselin. If I speak about small business and entertainment and agriculture, Honorable Samuel Duggins, well established. If I speak about energy and engineering and so forth, the Honorable Conwys Maynard. If I speak about the law, it's a given for our AGS. When I speak about the tourism product and the advancement of labor laws and so forth, we have our learned Honorable who is a lawyer. When I speak about experience in government, we have our senior minister, the Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas. When I speak about education and when you talk about empowering of the youth and community development, we have our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley. And so this team is a serious team.
And my Straight Talk family, this cabinet of experts think that they know what is best for us. But what they are doing just seems like adding too much Tabasco pepper to a simple dish. As we look to the future, therefore, it is essential to remember that nourishing our populations, yes, populations meaning in St. Kitts and in Nevis, nourishing both populations should be the foremost goal of agriculture, and one that goes beyond the attractiveness or appeal of specialty crops like Tabasco peppers. The July administration has found itself in a difficult position in that for over 2 years in office, it still cannot attract investors to the Federation. They told us investors were waiting. But as a result of being unable to attract investors to the Federation, foreign direct investment revenue has plummeted downward by over 50%, my Straight Talk family. And this was reported by the Prime Minister.
In 2019, CBI generated EC $443 million for the federal government. In 2020, it generated EC $271 million. In 2021, EC $543 million. In 2022, EC $669 million. In 2023, EC $620 million. In 2024 up to September, CBI has generated EC $280 million, less revenue to date compared to previous years.
And for your information, the projected revenue for 2024 is $540 million. Up to September, according to his report, only $218 million were collected, a shortfall at that time by $322 million. And this has put our Twin Island Federation on the brink, heading towards collapse. And everything from an economy in turmoil and a government in chaos are all good reasons for us to be concerned. And this applies to Nevis as well. I just read yesterday the Bath hot springs are partly renovated. I saw the ongoing renovation myself, and that is good, my Stray Dog family. That is good. I saw this wonderful sign. It's declared a national heritage. So whenever you get an opportunity to visit, please do. I promise the entrepreneur there, Miss or Mrs. Jones, Daria Jones, Miss Jones, yes, that whenever I get an opportunity, I come back to get my soak in the hot springs. But when you get an opportunity, please do visit. And when you get there, just take a look behind that sign. That sign which says Bath Hotel and Hot Springs. And look at the Bath Hotel when you get beyond that sign. I don't have a current picture. That's an oversight. But I believe you will agree that if Christopher Columbus came back right now, whichever is correct, he would recognize the Bath Hotel, my Stray Dog family. But the truth is, nonetheless, the economy of St. Kitts and Nevis is in turmoil. And we have a government in chaos. And as we navigate through increasingly turbulent times, the interplay between a faltering economy and a government struggling to maintain order has never been more pronounced in our federation. The challenges facing St. Kitts and Nevis today reveal the vulnerabilities of our political system and the fragility of economic stability, raising critical questions about the future of governance and the well-being of the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. And it came about, recall, after the collapse of a team unity government that for almost 7 years provided social assistance through PAP. Remember that $500 per month, which people looked forward to, which was circulated into the economy. People had to pay their electricity bills, their water, and to buy food. Remember, the team military administration eliminated VAT on food, paid public servants a double salary each year, And I note that Antigua and Barbuda, the Prime Minister has promised a double salary this year. What is going to happen in St. Kitts? It's our guess. But that should be straightforward. But the team, Unity Administration and its leader, managed the economy well. But right now, there is economic uncertainty. The current economic landscape is marked by several distressing trends: inflation, unemployment, and the disrupted supply chains around the world. Global events, including geopolitical tensions and climate-related disasters, have exacerbated these issues, leading to widespread uncertainty. The lack of leadership or poor leadership, my Straight Talk family, has made a bad situation worse. Families are feeling the pinch as the cost of living rises daily, making essentials less affordable. My Straight Talk family, I met a lady a few days ago in one of the supermarkets. And I asked her, why are you so serious? She said to me, Patches, shopping in St. Kitts is serious business. But my Straight Talk family, look around. Small businesses, our mom and pop shops, once the backbone of our local economy, have all disappeared. They have closed their doors in record numbers, unable to cope with rising costs and decrease or reduce consumer spending. Look at George Street, my Straight Talk family. My friend Africa always used to refer to it as the fallopian tube of commerce. There's no local business or businesses in Newtown. All over are the Chinese. Not just in Newtown, all over St. Kitts and Nevis. The Chinese supermarkets, restaurants are dominating. Worse yet, my Straight Talk family, there is no money circulating in the economy. And this government in office has not helped local business. But yes, they have helped the foreigners. But investments continue to falter. Don't forget, my Straight Talk family, Christophe Harbour, who still owes the government and the St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla National Bank a whopping $130 million and should have surrendered 450 acres of land to the people. This government has been tight-lipped about that Christophe Harbour arrangements, where they stop the process in terms of handing over the land. Imagine 450 acres of land could have been in the hands of our people, our own people. This July administration stopped that. Remember, my Straight Talk family, it was Kennedy Simmons who built the road providing access to the Southeast Peninsula and installed water and electricity. Remember, it was once labeled the road to nowhere. How many of us remember that? There was a master plan for the area. And that master plan was scrapped, we understand, by the Douglas administration when it came to office in 1995. Christophe Harbour later entered into an agreement with the Douglas administration and got 2,500 acres of land for 17 million US dollars. Yes, you've heard me right. Christophe Harbour got 2,500 acres of land for 17 million US dollars. With 6, my straight dog family, 6 of our best beaches and 13 miles of shoreline, my straight dog family.
Christophe Harbor is 2,500 acres of land. We've got 13 miles of shoreline with the property, 6 beaches, of which I would argue that at least 3 of the 6 beaches are in the top 10 beaches in the Caribbean, which I think says a lot about the natural beauty.
And my straight dog family, I need to play that one more time.
Christophe Harbor is 2,500 acres of land. We've got 13 miles of shoreline with the property, 6 beaches, of which I would argue that at least 3 of the 6 beaches are in the top 10 beaches in the Caribbean, which I think says a lot about the natural beauty.
And my straight dog family, Christophe Harbour sold land at US $1 million per acre. Yes, my straight dog family. Land on the Southeast Peninsula was sold by Christophe Harbour at US $1 million per acre. Had they sold all the land, it would have yielded $2.5 billion on a $17 million investment. Hear me? The Christophe Harbour would have yielded US $2.5 billion on a $17 million US investment, my straight dog family. And part, my straight dog family, of the 2007 agreement stated that KHT and Christophe Harbour, it stated that the activities would have injected US $17 billion in tax and economic benefits for St. Kitts and Nevis. But it's now 17 years since that agreement was signed in 2007 and signed by the Douglas, or a matter of fact, by Douglas himself was Prime Minister. 17 years have passed, and nothing close to $250 million has flowed to St. Kitts and Nevis, my straight dog family. All that has accumulated is debt. Debt to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, and debt to the St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla National Bank, which Dr. July wants to forgive. And he's been tight-lipped, my straight dog family. Surprised to hear he made this statement just a few days ago.
Let me introduce you to some of these transformative projects. Christophe Harbour redevelopment. We are in discussions with the new investors who will inject capital into Christophe Harbour, enhancing our high-end tourism offerings, particularly in yachting, and creating significant employment opportunities.
I need you to hear that one more time, my straight dog family. One more time.
Let me introduce you to some of these transformative projects. Christophe Harbour redevelopment. We are in discussions with the new investors who will inject capital into Christophe Harbour, enhancing our high-end tourism offerings, particularly in yachting, and creating significant employment opportunities.
But ask ourselves, my Street Dog family, ask ourselves, what could be transformative about the Christopher Harbour redevelopment according to our Prime Minister? He must tell the country about the $130 million we are still hearing he has forgiven. It is our money. The $130 million is the people's money. It's not your money, Dr. July. It's not your money. You continue to deepen the political polarization. Your partisanship continues to overshadow the need for collaborative solutions. Public trust in government institutions is waning. The path forward, my Street Dog family, requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders, government, business, and civil society, to work towards comprehensive solutions that prioritize the needs of the people. And looking ahead, the road to recovery will not be easy. As we face the dual challenges of economic turmoil and government chaos, it is crucial for our leaders to prioritize transparency, accountability, and public engagement. Only by fostering a spirit of cooperation can we hope to navigate these turbulent waters. And my Street Dog family, when I say leaders, I think of the Premier in Nevis and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts Nevis. And I want to implore them to stop dreaming for a while. Stop dreaming now, my Street Dog family, about geothermal, my Street Dog family. They need to stop dreaming, like I said. Stop dreaming for a while. Please. They need to stop dreaming for a while, I said, my Street Dog family. Please. Let them stop dreaming for a while. And I keep repeating that. Please stop dreaming for a while. Prime Minister, stop dreaming for a while. Mr. Premier.
Geothermal energy. The federal government and the Nevis Island administration are advancing negotiations with two major investors to finally bring our geothermal energy potential to life. This could become a game changer for our federation's energy independence and resilience.
This, my Street Dog family, yes, it won't come now. $400 million for this phase won't come now. But hear me tonight. I want to suggest that there is a low-hanging fruit that can bring what I call physical permanence between our islands. I repeat that. There's a low-hanging fruit that can bring physical permanence between our islands. I raised it before, even when I was in office. I want to raise it again tonight. Some may call it a road. Others may call it a bridge, my Street Dog family. There's a low-hanging fruit. And I saw this artist's impression by an individual that made me again put on my advocacy cap, I call it. And to the leaders in our country, take my advice. Pick that fruit, that low-hanging fruit, for it is ripe. This is my advice to Mark Brantley tonight. I know you once supported the proposed construction of that road or bridge to Nevis. And this physical permanence, as I call it, would create greater benefits to Nevis and much more benefits than the hundreds of millions of dollars you have come with cap in hand to beg from Dr. Drew to spend on an airport that has already been abandoned. Once that bridge is built, if that happens, Nevis can expand its market by 60% or almost 3 times, while St. Kitts will only expand its market by 30%. All those restaurants in Nevis that provide such good customer service will attract a lot or most of the business from St. Kitts. And yes, we will have people coming from Nevis. But remember, there's only 13,000 of them, whereas 38,000 are here on St. Kitts. This should have been done a long time ago, Mark Brantley. And Nevis would have been part of growth, not because of the Federation, but it would have been taking business from across the Narrows here in St. Kitts to Nevis without having to come and beg the federal government for anything or for any handout. While the current landscape may seem bleak, it also presents an opportunity for renewal, my Street Talk family. By confronting the intertwined crises of our economy and our government, we can work towards a future that is more equitable, more sustainable, and more resilient. The journey may seem long, but with commitment and collaboration, it is possible to emerge stronger from these trials. Not with Tabasco pepper. It ain't good for we food. That's my story tonight, my Straight Dog family, and I am not going to change it. But I'll entertain your calls and your emails. And when I do so momentarily, I anticipate that you will respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. And let us, in the process, try to build friendships and try to be always helpful to all. And in the process of saying and doing those things, my Street Talk family, let us strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. It is 4 minutes before the 9 o'clock hour as we open the lines and say good night to our first caller. Caller, you live. Hello, caller.
Patrick, good night. This is Sugar.
Yes, Sugar. How about thou?
Well, I'm good. I just call to thank you for the little thing what you do for me. I remember at the Chinese supermarket and the Irish tongue there.
Yes, Sugar. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember what I'm talking about. But
yes, my
it was so simple, we had to give thanks.
That's my pleasure, always, Sugar.
Yeah, so Saturday I was listening for Radio Market. So I hear a calypso was singing there with a man. He shall love a girl and he don't get on. Yes, he said, even though she had another man, I was still married to her. What a man. What a man. Man gonna have another woman and you still gonna marry. What a man. But I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna find out if a Jazzy B were playing the calypso.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask her play it for me again that I could learn more about it. Good night.
Good night, my brother. Take care of yourself. Yes, it's 3 before the 9 o'clock hour. Our lines are open, my Straight Talk family. Tonight, my thesis I've titled Tabasco Pepper in Good for Me Food. My Straight Talk family, we go back to the lines and say good night, caller. You're live. Hello, caller.
Good night, Mr. Liburd.
Good night, my dear.
The quote for this evening. When we eat from our own or our local garden, we are doing something humane, economic, and sustainable. I repeat, when we eat from our own or our local garden, we are doing something humane, economic, and sustainable. Have a great evening.
Thank you, my dear, for your quotations. Economic and sustainable. Yes, very good quotation coming from that lady as per usual. We go back to the lines and say, caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Jed.
My dear brother. My dear brother, the Bible man.
How are you?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
That is so wonderful. Well, I catch you about 8:30 tonight because it looks like I fall asleep.
You fell asleep. Okay.
Yeah, but the situation is that I've been calling, I gave almost about 4 calls. I will have left you until later down in the program, but I say, let me call you. Now, it is so wonderful to speak the truth and nothing but the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That is in Proverbs chapter 6. And if you want to read that there, passage, it tells you about Saul's prophet, and it tells you about people run into mischief. It tells you about lies, who make lies and all those things. But we're not gonna time with that tonight, and so I only talk to you about that. But listen here, Patil. I ain't gonna stay too long. I always said, when somebody tell me, they tell me. And so I said, Psalm 46. Psalm 41, yeah. Blessed is the man that considereth the poor in the time of trouble. The Lord shall deliver him. But then when you consider the poor, when your trouble comes, God is going to deliver you from them. And He is not going to give you more than you could bear, because you look after the poor. And I want to give somebody a little encouragement tonight. Look after the poor people, you hear? God is going to bless you. And God is going to deliver you out of all your troubles. Let me tell you something. In the Bible, there are people who end up and God deliver them. So I am encouraging somebody. Put your confidence solely and clearly in God. Because the Bible told me the help of man is vain. My Bible told me it gives you power to get wealth. And so, in Psalm 50, it told me, that a cattle and 1,000 hill belong to him. He said, if I was hungry, I would not have told you. They said the world is mine. And they said the sheep and everything is mine. But the last passage I am going to leave you with tonight. The word of God says in Psalm 37, I was young, now I'm old. I neither see the right, no I'm old, yet I neither see the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Me not got no time to depend on none. And so my encouragement to somebody, put all your confidence in God. Psalms 118, it is better to put trust in the Lord and put confidence in man. It says better to put trust in the Lord and put confidence with. Pastor, see you. Have a pleasant night. Bye.
Have a pleasant night as well. Street Dog family. The Bible man, we always welcome what I call your spiritual interventions. It's 9:04, my Street Dog family. And I know the clocks have been turned back some parts of the world. And we go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Liburd.
Yeah, good night, my brother. How about you?
Well, I'm blessed. And I'm here just taking it quiet and make sure that the Lord give me health and strength to move on in life. So, Liburd, I'd like to know and ask the Governor General, who is controlling the country at this moment? Because if all of the ministers have gone off the island, who is there to see that things goes right? Is she running the country?
Good question, my brother.
Because we need to know and understand why these ministers up and down on plane every minute, and someone who is poor cannot get a plane joy. When people call in the radio to say what they have to say, people meeting you and cursing you, which is not supposed to be. Everybody has to freedom to speak. But these ministers now is taking it and making it as though well, it's a political game, and they can do as they like, and so nobody must say anything. And it is hurting me to see all of the ministers off island, and they're not saying on the radio that these ministers are off island and who is in charge. And not everything leaves to the Governor General to appoint someone, and she's not coming out to say that. It is hurting the country. You keep it up, Mr. Liburd, and have a good show.
Thank you very much. Very good observation. Through these ministers seem to spend more time out than in. And it's very, very... yes, my brother. Austin, how about thou?
I try my very best not to disrespect people. But Lord, you gotta tell the Bible man, he take too much of time. That's all me call to say. He calls people to fall off the line. He's staying too long on line. I ain't trying to disrespect him, but you gotta find a patches to let him know that he's staying too long on the line. With all respect. Have a good night.
Good night as well. Yes, that's what Straight Talk is all about. But it's 9:07, my Straight Talk family. And if you have just joined me, we are looking at our thesis tonight, Tabasco pepper in good for we food. Let's remember the Prime Minister all of a sudden told us about an arrangement to plant and export Tabasco pepper. How would that give us food security? Only God knows. He said this.
Our agricultural sector is also undergoing a transformation as we seek to reduce our dependency on imports and empower our local farmers. In this regard, we have partnered with Tabasco to provide our farmers with an unprecedented opportunity to cultivate high-quality peppers for export. Your government has secured the necessary equipment and location to support this initiative, ensuring that our farmers can benefit from this lucrative global market.
Yes, my Straight Dog family, he said the land has been identified, equipment has been procured, and the local farmers. Remember some time ago, the farmers were complaining about no seeds for our seasoned peppers. But peppers are something, or a commodity, that's produced all around the world. Tabasco peppers, I forgot the name of the good gentleman who pioneered Tabasco peppers. And this message reads, Mr. Liburd, good night. I passed by the agriculture department in Tabernacle Village. I saw some hot pepper seedlings. And someone said they belong to the Prime Minister for a project. That's what I was told. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, my lord.
How are you?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
I'm good. I want to know, if anybody does not play back the tune of that man that we got in this place as a producer, and let him hear how he sound. I really will encourage somebody to take a ticket because he ain't ready yet, and I don't think he's ready again for this country. He ain't ready yet. Patches, go ahead. Yes.
That's are you there? Are you there, my dear? Sounds like my dimple lady, but we do apologize for the quality of that call just now. But yes, my Straight Dog family, the email reads, the majority of us would agree that we are a Christian nation and believe that there is a God. So why the Prime Minister has this atheist and irredeemable sinner as one of the special advisors? Let us not forget that the Bible markedly states that these persons are fools. Is it any wonder why our country is fast sinking in opaque and muddy waters? Let us remember that the Bible also states, When the wicked are in power, the citizens mourn, but rejoice when there is a righteous government in power. And don't tell me that Jeffrey is righteous because he parades himself in a priestly gown, holding fire and water in his hands. He's no better off than the bold-faced atheist advisor reads this email. Hi Patches, good night. I have been seeing a headline coming up on my telephone for days now, and I would like you to throw some light on it for me, please. The headline reads as follows. Central Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis sues Douglas over statements he made on live television. Live on air. Douglas regretted revealing the truth, but it was already too late. Could you please throw some light on this issue if you can, as this is of interest? I believe I saw that purported article in the Observer, but I didn't pay it no mind, and I want to suggest you do the same, my Straight Talk family, in terms of some open mic and something else. But I never paid it much mind, and I would suggest that you do likewise. Good night, Patches reads this other email. This government is a disgrace for 2 years now, and they have not done anything for those 2 years. No Basti High School, no smart hospital, no smart homes, no geothermal energy, no peace, no PAP, no jobs, no money in the economy, no dividends, no double salary, no marijuana industry, no 2025 agenda. Nothing but increased electricity, increased bus fares, increased hardship, increased cost of living, increase in the cost of groceries, increased prostitution, increased begging, increased borrowing, increased hunger, increased poverty, increased frequent flying by the ministers of government and their friends, increased numbers of ambassadors and appointees, increased victimization, increased sending home of pre-retirees, increased loss of jobs, Patches everybody a ball. The one-term government is a disgrace. Let's get rid of them, reads this email. Very interesting email, my Straight Talk family, and captured everything well in terms of what's happening here in St. Kitts and the reality. Good night, Patches. Annoying situation in the Shadwell area continues. Water problem. When will it end? Asking Minister Maynard, rain falling yet water is being turned off. 4 a.m. is too early. Most of the residents are asleep. Why not turn on the water at, they seem to have suggesting delight, my Straight Talk family. And my heart goes out to the folks in that particular area. Some parts of Taylors are affected, Wayne's Garden, Shadwell East and Shadwell West, because the 2 wells that were drilled by Bede, both are decommissioned. Shadwell 1 contains water that is not fit for human consumption. And Shadwell 2 was never commissioned, as some reparation works, if that's the term to be used, should have been done by Bede once they completed Keon, because Shadwell 2 also was found to contain water with a high arsenic content and deemed unfit for human consumption. That well was drilled way back in 2017 or 18, I think, 2017 thereabout. And that well was, as I said, never put online, because when the water was tested, it was not fit for human consumption. And so too, Shadwell 1 which was commissioned just a few months ago, just over a month ago. We understand that a test was done on the water coming from the well, and after serious deliberation, that well was also decommissioned, so no water is coming from the Shadwell 1 well. We understand they're taking water from the Utley's reservoir and piping it back to those areas and up to Wade's Garden and other areas. So we don't know how soon that matter will be rectified. But that is the real issue with those people in the Shadwell area, as I mentioned earlier. And my Straight Talk family, you may have just joined me. And if you just joined me, tonight we looked at, for our thesis, Tabasco pepper ain't good for the food. That's the title of tonight's thesis. And we made mention of the Prime Minister's comment a few days ago about Tabasco. And it reminded me, as I said, of the unfounded threat, supposedly threat by our first national hero against the people of Nevis, where it was claimed that he promised to put bones in their rice and pepper in their soup. And I say unfounded because it was never proven that the late RLB, in fact, made that comment. The only report we got and came from a strong opponent of Bradshaw came from the late Bamin Swanston, who said this, my Straight Dog family.
The Labour Party came to Nevis and held a political meeting at Grove Park. And Eugene Walwyn spoke on that platform. And his words to the people of Nevis was, you know who I am here with? I am here with Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw. This is the man who promised you bone in your rice and pepper in your soup. But instead of getting bone in your rice and pepper in your soup, you get chicken palau in your rice, and the pepper was like okra.
And my Straight Talk family, almost 46 years after, Bradshaw has moved to the great beyond. The current leader of the Labour Party and leader of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has promised to give us Tabasco pepper for our food instead of ensuring that there is food security. He's giving us Tabasco peppers, he said.
Our agricultural sector is also undergoing a transformation as we seek to reduce our dependency on imports and empower our local farmers. In this regard, we have partnered with Tabasco to provide our farmers with an unprecedented opportunity to cultivate high-quality peppers for export. Your government has secured the necessary equipment and location to support this initiative, ensuring that our farmers can benefit from this lucrative global market.
Yes, caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hi, Patches. Good night.
Good night, my dear. How about thou?
The overseas line is not working.
Oh, it's not?
The two of them not working.
Oh, my. That's why I'm not hearing from you. Oh, I'm so
huh?
I realized it was there. I didn't even check it, but I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, I had to call you straight.
That's very nice.
So you owe me.
Yes.
You owe me for this call.
Okay,
anyway, I'm calling concerning the thing that you talk about with the child. He is the one that put the child in the public mouth. He is not the first prime minister go there and have children. and you did not hear them name in the public mouth. They leave them in the lane. Can't do a kissing a song say, stay in your lane. Leave them in the lane. If you want to talk, you talk about me, not my kids. So he's the one that put the child in the public mouth. So if it's anything, he is the one supposed to apologize to the child. Not nobody. He's supposed to apologize to the child to have the child in front, giving out sneakers, having speech and all that. Let the child stay aside. Obama had 2 children when he went in the White House. He had 2 children in the White House, and nobody, no public, no media talk about them. They leave them. They put them out of the spotlight. Talk about we, not them. And that's what you're supposed to do. Like my grandmother used to say, Jumbi never see salt, take him a white sugar. So that's what happened to he. Jumbi never see salt, take it to white sugar. Because he have no call to put the child wherever he carry child. If he won't carry child to America, come up here, nobody had to know. Nobody had to know. So if there's anything, he's supposed to apologize to the child, not nobody. He's the one that put it in our mouth. So anyway, talk to you later.
Thank you for your intervention. Again, we do apologize for that inaccessible overseas line, and say both lines are down. I will get that sorted out, and I take full responsibility for not making certain that it was up and running. It was definitely an oversight. But for those of you in the diaspora, let me see if I can just shut it down and see if it kicks back up. Let's see if I do. But yes, my Straight Talk family, July pledge to transform our agricultural sector by reducing our dependence on imports. But he has done this, or he's doing this in a very strange way. You thought he would plant food for self-sufficiency, but he got land, he advised. He got equipment. For whom, he didn't say. How much land, he didn't say. But he also said it's a lucrative market, my Straight Talk family. And really, my Straight Talk family, in August 2022, the people of St. Kitts experimented with a recipe. Let's call it a political recipe for ease of reference. And many have now rejected that recipe. And what he has done, it gets worse. He has introduced Tabasco peppers. And now the question is being asked, my Straight Talk family. Will growing Tabasco pepper give us food security? Or is it even good for our food? And we have a government, my Straight Talk family, of self-acclaimed experts. This cabinet of experts, my Straight Talk family, think that they know what is best for us. They think that they know what is best for us, my Straight Talk family. They are doing just like adding too much Tabasco pepper to a simple dish. Caller, you live.
Good evening, Mr. Liburd.
How art thou, my dear brother?
Why, not bad at all, not bad at all. Very interesting topic tonight. St. Kitts has a very limited amount of agricultural land. And the amount of things we have planned for this land is frightening, because we have to get up and acquire some land from someplace else. We can't even get up and say, well, we'll do some dredging and expand St. Kitts because you can't plant
in soil that dust that you get out of the seawater is not good for agriculture. But we have a number of things lined up. We have this program 20 by 25. We've got to provide 25% of our food that we eat and cut back on the amount of imports and save the country some money, all part of the sustainable island state, and that's a different situation all by itself. Along with that, the other thing that we have to use this land for is that we have 2,400 of smart homes to plant on the same agricultural land, because only agricultural land is available now. We also have marijuana to plant because we said we are going into medicinal marijuana, and that was going to be our export. We're now hearing about Tabasco peppers. So where are we going to find all this land to do all of this stuff? And I'm sure there are other things in other persons' minds that they have to do, because the farmers, we still need the farmers to plant all the things, the potatoes and the watermelons and all the other vegetables that we eat locally. Not to mention that if you've been listening to agriculture, the Minister of Agriculture recently, we've been talking about thousands of planting, plenty thousands of done over 40 or more thousand bananas, thousands of coconuts, a lot of things. Where are we going to get this land from? Are we going to flatten the mountains and push it out in the sea and make things bigger? Maybe somebody can get up and tell us what the plan is, how we are going to make all this land available to ourselves, because what they're planning can't fit on the few hundred acres that we have left. I think we have about 1,100 acres of land available, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a good question. We bought back some 400 acres of the 1,200, so there's about 800 still up for the debt for land, still held by the bank. That's another question. If that
okay,
but it's very interesting. But this question that comes to mind though is we talk about agriculture for self-sufficiency, yet if the tropical vessels don't come in those sweet peppers and other products that we can plant, we don't have any on the supermarket shelf. And we ask ourselves, yes, the monkeys are a big problem, but why can't we plant those things? That's the question that comes to mind, though.
Well, that's all part of the 2025 program that the Minister of Agriculture is talking about, I imagine, to plant the things that we need to eat locally.
He brings bananas and plantains, you said.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of planting, a lot of banana. And it's thousands upon thousands of plants we're talking about. Yep. But we still hear about Tabasco pepper, and we hear about marijuana, medicinal marijuana, and all kind of things.
Yeah,
where are we going to find this land?
Mm-hmm. Very good point, my brother.
Are we going to just plant? We're going to plant just limited amounts. If you're doing limited amounts, it sounds to me it's uncommercial to do that kind of thing.
Yep.
What?
Very interesting.
The sustainable experts in the government must have an idea what they plan, how much acres they plan to plant, and so. And it would be very good of them to come and tell us how they're going to allocate this land, because they still have to plant 2,400 houses. Mm-hmm. In fact, 2,300, 2,398. Yeah. So, and that is only agricultural land available now for housing. As far as I know, unless you know something different.
You're perfectly correct, my brother. Perfectly correct.
Well, have a good night, my boy.
Thanks a lot. Have a good night as well. Always welcome your contribution. But as that caller is saying, that as we look forward to the future, it is essential to remember that nourishing our populations should be the foremost goal of agriculture, and one that goes beyond the attractiveness or appeal for specialty crops, whether it be the Tabasco peppers or other crops. Because we import literally everything we eat. If that tropical does not arrive tomorrow morning, just take a look at the supermarket shelves. They'll be empty. But the July administration, really, my Straight Dog family, has found itself in a difficult position, in that for over the 2 years it has in office, it still cannot attract investors to the Federation. The Basti High School was a shovel-ready project. And what have they done? Put politics ahead of the science. The solar farm was also shovel-ready. And what have they done? Politics has overridden the need for renewable energy. For almost a year, the Prime Minister is saying that they have revised this solar energy contract. Where the hell is the solar farm? 16 megawatts of solar power. Yet they thought it best, my Straight Dog family, to spend $10.5 million US to rent 6 generators. Caller, you're live.
Hello. Greetings.
Greetings, my brother. Ras, I am.
Blessed night to you, brother Patches. How are you night, guy?
I am peaceful, Ras. I didn't get time to attend your function. Was it Saturday, right? Was it?
We done met with 3 nights and I been the chanting, man. So Sunday was the last of the 3 nights from the 1st to the 3rd.
Okay. And things went well?
Everything went joyful, both in the shows of Singis and Nevis.
Okay, very good to hear.
Yes, so we had a good time within our fellowship, within our brothers and sisters. Yeah. I would just like to say a blessed night to your listeners via YouTube and Facebook, as they call Facebook. And you make your indication of your fetus as tobacco sauce, as an outline from the Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I would like to ask a question for you in that drastic aspect. If this sauce, the peppers, they are part of the agenda to combat the 25 by 25 towards reducing the import bill, because if it's that, we are still importing something. You see?
Yeah, I got you.
And we like to know on the grounds of this deal, what is the benefactors of our people really handling these movements to the agricultural sector? Because at the moment, I would like to state tonight, the licensing authority, which I'm a part of in the medical cannabis industry, that's supposed to be ahead in the steps that we say we are applying for in economical diversity. We're seeing that much of this is not being out on the premises that need to carry for our people locally. And I said that without any water or anything prior to what is coming out my mouth, because when you look at how some of these things are laying out, our people should have been formally being updated prior to how we are going towards this layout of the industry to captivate on the market, because the market is bigger than any of our territories that we apply ourselves as a Caribbean community. Now, I realize these leaders, and I said these leaders because the Caribbean leaders are all a mess. Not even Gaston Brown wake up, even though he have some stand within what he apply within that industry. He's not reaching to the genesis of the people who have suffered the gun. And when we say suffer, talking about where brutality had come and bring against us as a people using for so many years. Now, I'm looking at seeing that the layout will bring attractive to our people and not to them outside people, because if that is the framework, we're going to have a problem on here. So I hope that the body is looking in good grounds to make sure that the studies go to our people first and foremost, that we can know how we're captivating in this industry. And I would like to ask about something else on your discussion outline about thieving Christophe Harbour. Now, if you can tell me that the investment that they lay to come into our shores, and it was about $17 million, and then in the wherever the year that they have that investment for, they reap more than what they have put in. I mean, we can't lead nothing in economics. We are being so diverse long before even white people come out here to talk about the economy. And now we got them coming back to us again, especially to that old thief in World Bank and IMF that we hold up so long. But I just hope that we people wake up to these challenges, because it's serious time. You have a blessed night. Give thanks.
Give thanks, my brother. Thanks for your intervention. As usual, always straightforward and to the point. I do apologize for my listeners in the diaspora in particular who cannot access my overseas line, which seem to be down. It happens ever so often. I don't know why. It just seem to don't roam. But Goodnight Patches reads this email. I would like to ask the tourism minister, what is the reason for the slow start of so few ships this tourist season? Reads that email. Patches, we the people need some work to feed our kids and families. Jew has to go. We can't deal with him much longer. Not even Douglas was so bad. Reads this email. I Straight Talk family. It's now 20 minutes before the 10 o'clock hour. I Straight Talk family. And we, as I said, been looking at this thesis for tonight, which I've titled Tabasco Pepper Ain't Good for We Food. And as my point of departure, I looked at this announcement, very strange announcement from our Prime Minister, Dr. July, who said this, my Straight Talk family.
Our agricultural sector is also undergoing a transformation as we seek to reduce our dependency on imports and empower our local farmers. In this regard, we have partnered with Tabasco to provide our farmers with an unprecedented opportunity to cultivate high-quality peppers for export. Your government has secured the necessary equipment and location to support this initiative, ensuring that our farmers can benefit from this lucrative global market.
Hasn't told us where he got the land or where's the land located, which farmers have been identified, and what is the value of that lucrative market. Hello Patches reads this email. Watching and listening from Dublin, Ireland. I look forward to Straight Talk every single week. I see they're trying to shut you and your program down again. And they're using an established law firm to threaten you with defamation and lawsuit. Shame on them. From our boyhood days in Newtown, I know you to be a man who would not speak without facts. And I also know you're not scared easily. The last time they tried to come at you, Attorney General Garth Wilkin ended up a humiliated man with the Nannygate scandal all over his face. It was so bad, the Attorney General was reprimanded from the bench of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. Reads this email. And my Straight Talk family, as I was saying earlier in the context of our thesis for tonight, Tabasco pepper ain't good for the food. And I made the point that as we look into the future, it is important, it is essential to remember that nourishing our population should be the foremost goal of agriculture, and one that goes beyond the attractiveness or appeal of specialty crops. We talk about sustainable island state. We talk about agriculture for self-sufficiency. But here we are. As the caller earlier mentioned, our focus on medicinal marijuana. No Tabasco peppers. But the truth is, though, that the July administration has found itself in a difficult position in that for over 2 years in office, it cannot attract investors, although it said that investors were waiting on them. Foreign direct investment revenue has plummeted downward by over 50%, whereas other islands in the Oasis the revenue has skyrocketed. But this has put our Twin Island Federation on the brink. I almost am minded to say on the brink of collapse, my Straight Talk family. Because July reported this just a few weeks ago when he gave us this report on revenue collection.
In 2019, CBI generated EC $443 million for the federal government. In 2020, it generated EC $271 million. In 2021, EC $543 million. In 2022, EC $669 million. In 2023, EC $620 million. In 2024 up to September, CBI has generated EC $280 million, less revenue to date compared to previous years.
And yes, my Straight Talk family, not just less revenue, a hell of a lot less revenue, over 50%. Proposed or forecasted revenue for 2024 from CBI alone was $540 million. As we move into the last quarter of 2024, only $218 million was collected. This was reported by the Minister of Finance and Prime Minister. But my Straight Talk family, what is happening now is we have everything from an economy in turmoil and a government in chaos. And they are all good reasons. These are all good reasons for us to be concerned. And my Straight Talk family, as we navigate through increasingly turbulent times, the interplay between a faltering economy and a government struggling to maintain order, law and order, with the crime rate escalating. 29 murders to date, my Straight Talk family. 29 murders. Nothing has been more pronounced. Never has it been more pronounced than now. The challenges facing our federation today reveal the vulnerabilities of our political system and the fragility of economic stability, raising critical questions about the future of governance and the well-being of all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. It came about after the collapse of a team unity government that for almost 7 years managed an economy very well, provided social assistance through PAP, even during COVID, a stimulus package of over $120 million pumped into the economy. Civil servants received a double salary, except I believe it was in the COVID years. I stand to be corrected. But the economic landscape, my Straight Talk family, is marked by several distressing trends. There's economic uncertainty. Global events, including geopolitical tensions and climate-related disasters, have exacerbated these issues, leading to widespread uncertainty, my Straight Talk family. The lack of leadership or poor leadership has made a bad situation worse. Families are feeling the pinch as the cost of living rises daily, it seems, making the essentials less affordable. Our mom and pop shops have disappeared. They once used to be the backbone of our local economy. They have gone. Closed their doors in record numbers. Unable to cope with rising costs and decrease or reduce consumer spending, my Straight Talk family. There's no money circulating in the economy. And this government has not helped local business. Investments continue to falter. Even the Christoph Harbor, which should have pumped $17 billion, we were promised into the economy. Instead, Christoph Harbor owes the government and the National Bank combined $130 million. Juiced up the recovery of some 450 acres of land in the name of the people. 450 acres of land, my Straight Talk family. The July administration stopped that. Remember, it was the Kennedy Simmons administration that built the road providing access to the Southeast Peninsula and installed infrastructure, water, and electricity. They once labeled it the road to nowhere. There was a land management plan, a master plan for the area, which was scrapped by the Douglas administration when it came to office in 1995. Christopher Harbour later entered into an agreement with the Douglas administration and got 2,500 acres of land. Hear this, 2,500 acres of land for $17 million US. They got 13 miles of shoreline, 6 of our best beaches, my Straight Dog family.
Christoph Harbor is 2,500 acres of land. We've got 13 miles of shoreline with the property, 6 beaches, of which I would argue that at least 3 of the 6 beaches are in the top 10 beaches in the Caribbean, which I think says a lot about the natural beauty.
Yes. Christoph Harbour sold land at $1 million US per acre, which would have yielded US $2.5 billion on a US $17 million investment, my Straight Dog family. They haven't injected anything of substantial note in tax and the economic benefits for St. Kitts for 17 years. My Straight Dog family, all that has accumulated is debt to the government of St. Kitts Nevis and the St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla National Bank, my Straight Dog family. A Jew is now coming to the country and telling us about transformation, if that's what he called it, or being transformative, I think is the words he used, about the Christoph Harbour development. That's what he said in my Straight Dog family. Do you believe this?
Let me introduce you to some of these transformative projects. Christoph Harbour redevelopment. We are in discussions with the new investors who will inject capital into Christoph Harbour, enhancing our high-end tourism offerings, particularly in yachting, and creating significant employment opportunities.
Redevelopment he spoke about. He didn't tell the country about the $130 million or whether he has forgiven that amount. It is our money, the people's money. It is not your money, Dr. July. But he continues to deepen the political polarization. Dr. July continues his partisanship, which overshadows the need for collaborative solutions. There's no public trust in government institutions anymore. The path forward requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders, government, business, and civil society, to work towards comprehensive solutions that would prioritize the needs of our people, my Straight Dog family. Looking ahead. Let's look ahead, my Straight Dog family. Patches, Christmas is coming, reads this email. I wonder how July and his gang of greedy, worthless vipers feel knowing that they have kicked thousands of people off the PAP program, and now these poor people wouldn't be able to have a good Christmas dinner and to buy a little something for themselves. The government is so wicked. I wonder how they sleep at night. They changed the name of the PAP, but that was just a name change. But they are not putting on the people on this so-called new program. Fool off the people about making the PAP better, just to get their votes. This is wicked, heartless, and a worthless government, reads this email. And as we wrap, my Straight Dog family, the road to recovery will not be easy. As we face dual challenges of economic turmoil and government chaos, it is crucial for leaders to prioritize transparency, accountability, and public engagement. Only by fostering a spirit of cooperation can we hope to navigate these turbulent waters. I made mention earlier about our dream, for geothermal in Nevis. Let's keep hope alive, I can say, my Sri Dog family. But I want to propose, as I close, that there's a low-hanging fruit that can bring what I call physical permanence between our islands. Some call it a road, others call it a bridge, my Sri Dog family. I saw this artist's impression about this bridge to Nevis. And I provided this advice that we pick that fruit, for it is ripe. This is my advice to Mark Brantley tonight. You once supported the proposed construction of that road or bridge to Nevis. And this physical permanence, as I call it, would create greater benefits to Nevis and much more benefits than the hundreds of millions of dollars you are depending and begging from Prime Minister Drew to spend on your airport that has already been abandoned. Once that bridge is built, Brantley, Nevis can expand its market by 60%, or almost 3 times. St. Kitts will only expand its market by 30%. All those restaurants in Nevis that provide such good customer service will attract a lot or most of the business from St. Kitts. And yes, we will have people coming from Nevis, but there's only 30 or 13,000 of them. Whereas on St. Kitts, there are 38,000. This should have been done a long time ago, Mark Brantley. And Nevis would have been a part of growth, not because of the Federation, but it would have been taking business from across the Narrows, here in St. Kitts, to Nevis, without having to come and beg the federal government for anything or handout. While the current landscape may seem bleak, it also presents an opportunity for renewal. By confronting the intertwined crises of our economy and our government, we can work towards a future that is more equitable, sustainable, and resilient. The journey may seem long, but with commitment and collaboration, it is possible to emerge stronger from these trials, my Straight Talk family. And when we eat from our local garden, we're doing something that's humane, economic, and sustainable. That's my quotation for tonight, my Straight Dog family. And I want to leave you as well with this note, as I apologize to my overseas callers, my Straight Dog family, as I apologize to you. I want to leave this note to you, that all is not lost. all is not lost, my Straight Talk family. Their attempts to muzzle me will fail. But we as a people first need to understand that power in the people is stronger than the people in power, my Straight Talk family. And that's where we're going to end it, my Straight Talk family, tonight, because I want to say to you that Tabasco pepper ain't good for we food. And that's my story tonight, and I am not going to change it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight. As always, my Straight Talk family, I want to thank you who called. I apologize for those who could not get my overseas line for reasons beyond my control. I thank all who sent emails and the thousands of you who continue to listen. Be assured that you are the ones who make Straight Talk. And for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patches Liburd, and God's Spirit, we will connect on Thursday for another edition of Straight Talk. Until then, be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. And remember that whatever you might conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you must believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Thursday. Be good to all whom you meet. Bye-bye, my Straight Talk family. Keep moving on.
The morning, I thank God for the morning light. Give Him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of food and loving care, and for my mother's breath of life that's got me here. So whatever my mind conceives, that I will achieve, you better believe, because I do the things I should, be to my brethren kind and good, the best I could. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now, I'll keep moving on, till I reach the top somehow, down on my knees. The Lord I kneel and pray, with my heart and soul, beg Him to take me through each day, my guardian to keep, and my guide, over every step I take, He will preside. So whatever my mind conceives, that I will achieve, you better believe, because I do the things I should, be to my brethren kind and good, the best I could. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now, I'll keep moving on, till I reach the top somehow. My way, with strength and courage from above, no man I'll fear, since God protects me with His love. Strong, pure and true, and so sincere, 'cause my knees I'll always stay to the Lord in prayer. So whatever my mind my brethren